Why Samsung is better than iPhone. That video is coming up right now. Let's go. So, what is up, guys? This is Nick here from Everything Tech, helping you to master your technology, and the rebuttal is here. The counter video to why iPhone is better than Samsung. There was a lot of hate on that video, a lot of controversy. Not to say that it was not expected, it was totally expected. I mean, people hold these devices personal to them and for some reason get very upset and emotional when you talk about, Apple being better than Samsung and vice versa. This is all in the name of research. This is all in the name to help us. We're all consumers. We're all people, buying these phones for our day-to-day use. And these videos are designed with the intentions on helping you decide when you go into a store, do I want a Galaxy phone or do I want an iPhone? People were saying that, oh, you're such an iSheep. Well, I think before you go ahead and make your judgments, you might want to scroll through the channel and check out all the content we have done on multiple smartphones before you do that. Anyway, I got 10 points here for you on why Samsung is better than the iPhone. So the first reason I think, in my experience as using Samsung devices for a long time, is that Samsung does a better resolution on their display. So Samsung does QHD right now, or Quad HD, you can call it. 2K resolution here. We're probably going to see 4K resolution within a year or so from Samsung. It's more than likely, but that technology hasn't been talked about too much just yet. But Samsung definitely does a better resolution here than the iPhone. You could see icons are just very, very clear to see, and text is very, very easy to read. Now, 1080p you can say is very good on the iPhone as well. You don't need so much pixels per inch to see the screen. I mean, you can only go so far, and then it's really hard to discern the differences. But Samsung's Super AMOLED technology, along with the crystal clearness of the sharp text, makes the Samsung phones better than the iPhone, in my opinion. And they have been doing this for a while. The Galaxy S7 had a sharper screen than the iPhone 6s. The Galaxy S6 had a sharper screen than the iPhone 6. So for a long time, Samsung has been having sharper displays than Apple, and we might finally see a bump in resolution this year on the Apple side of things. But for now, Samsung is better than the iPhone because of display. Number two reason why I think Samsung is better than the iPhone is the design. Now, this is specifically talking about the Samsung Galaxy S8, and there's not a lot of people that will deny the fact that the Galaxy S8 has the better design than the iPhone. So definitely a really nice design here for the Samsung Galaxy S8. Very curved contour, infinity display here, and I don't think a lot of people would deny that the Samsung looks just a little bit better here than the iPhone 7 Plus. I'm not saying Apple is no chump in design. I mean, their design is a big reason why a lot of people like their phones to this day, but because of that Apple logo. But Samsung has really hit this one out of the park with the Galaxy S8 Plus. I think the S7 Edge was also a really nice smartphone. Probably a little bit better in some cases than the iPhone as well. But the S8 specifically is why I put design on the list of why Samsung is now better than Apple. Number three is the headphone jack. So this is specifically talking about the iPhone 7 series and above. They actually removed the headphone jack in favor of a little dongle that connects to your iPhone, and then it also, gives you, the option to use only Bluetooth. But the Samsung does give you the 3.5mm headset jack. Like I say, this only pertains to the iPhone 7 series of iPhone, but that's the way it looks like Apple is going, and I hope they don't remove the headphone jack in the iPad series as well. So Samsung definitely gets the win for not taking away features, but more adding features to their smartphone and not taking away features that customers have come to love. I think there might be a day when we don't use headphones with a wire anymore, but that day is just not now. But I do give Samsung credit for keeping their 3.5mm headset jack going forward here. Another reason why Samsung is better than the iPhone is fast charging. Now, fast charging is one of the best features I like about a Samsung phone that I really can't stand about an iPhone. It takes forever to charge an iPhone. Definitely, you're going to have to charge an iPhone overnight Or if you have a smaller iPhone, only about an hour or so on the iPhone 5S or SE or something smaller. But these bigger iPhones like the 7 Plus, the 6S Plus, these phones take a while to charge, and definitely don't have the time if I'm in a rush to go ahead and charge that bad boy up. So fast charging is definitely a win here on the Samsung, and it's definitely not a gimmick. It actually works. It's very fast to charge. You know, specifically their flagship smartphones, the Galaxy S series of smartphones, charge really quickly. Another win that goes to the Samsung Galaxy series over the iPhone is the micro SD card expansion. I'm not going to pull it out here, but the ability to expand your storage for, you know, on the low, basically, you can get 256 gig card for $150, whereas you're going to drop maybe $200 more or so for a 256 gigabyte iPhone, which is internal storage, which is once used up, is used up. Now, a lot of people can argue, I'm never going to use 256 gigs. And also, I think people tend to forget that, you know, in order to get the speed of the storage that you find in the iPhone 7 Plus, you need to buy the high speed cards for the micro SD slot. But still, it's an advantage nonetheless. You do have the ability to swap out SD cards, and that's very important for some photographers and some people who like to do, you know, stuff with the SD card on their laptop. They don't like sticking in a lightning port. So definitely a win there for Samsung expandable storage here on the S7, here on the S8. This excludes the S6 and the Note 5. Those didn't have expandable storage, but for the most part, Samsung has kept expandable storage around for the most part. Another win for Samsung, and why Samsung is better than the iPhone, is Samsung Pay. Now, I have used both Apple Pay and Samsung Pay at the same stores multiple times, and I can tell you that Samsung Pay works at more stores than Apple Pay. More times than once, I had to put my iPhone back in my pocket and pull out my card, whereas on the Samsung Pay, it's pretty much works flawlessly everywhere, and that's due to the different technologies that it uses in the phone rather than Apple just using NFC. Galaxy actually uses a separate technology to go ahead and mimic a card reader at most stores. So Samsung Pay also offers rewards. So that's a reason why Samsung is better in the mobile payment system than Apple. So Samsung Pay is the winner here in terms of that regard. Another reason why Samsung is better than the iPhone is, this is an age-old debate here, so this one probably was expected coming into this video, but the openness of the platform. I mean, I think it's a little bit ridiculous that iOS still cannot put an icon wherever you want on the screen, and here it is in 2017. Some can argue, you know, that's the way iOS is. It's supposed to be smooth, simple, and fluid, and we shouldn't be able to put it just looks messy when you put an icon there. You know, Android could look messy if you let it look messy. But Android, if you go ahead and customize it and you take the time to set it up the way you want it, it could be just how you like it, just clean how you like it. I mean, you could get icons, you can move stuff around. You know, it's a very personalized, customizable platform. And the openness of the Samsung platform is really nice to see. They put their own little TouchWiz UI, they put their own polish on top of it, but they still allow you the openness of the platform. Even they even allow you to remap the Bixby button. So this Galaxy S8 with the Bixby, I mean, that just goes to show Samsung's level of freedom they're giving you. I mean, they could have easily made some kind of security thing that allowed you to go ahead and disable the Bixby setting here for the Galaxy S8, but they're still allowing app developers to go ahead and disable Bixby if you want to. So that just goes to show the level of non-restrictiveness of the Samsung platform. Another reason why Samsung is better than Apple is theming options. So if I go ahead and hold down the screen, you have wallpapers and themes. Now, don't get me wrong. I know those iPhones can be jailbroken. I know there is plenty of theming options in the Apple App Store. But I think for the mainstream consumer, anyone who's going to buy a smartphone and they don't want to learn a whole bunch about tech, they just want to get a smartphone that works and they want to theme it out, Samsung is much easier. I mean, it's simple as open up your phone, sign in, get into your phone, hit wallpapers and themes, and you can start looking for an abundance of themes. So definitely theming options is much easier to use on the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, and definitely I think more people will be theming out their phones on a Galaxy than an iPhone, just because of the fact that they don't want to, do the research to go ahead and learn how to jailbreak. Now, us tech fans, we know we're going to do some jailbreaking. We know we're going to do some, customizations to our iPhones. But for everyone out there, this is for everyone here, everything tech, we're going to go ahead and theme out our Galaxies a lot easier. So that's a reason why the Galaxy is better than the iPhone. Number 9 is giving the customers bleeding edge technology. So Samsung always puts in the loaded features. They give you everything and the best they can with what is available currently. So I think Samsung always gives you bleeding edge technology in their smartphones, and it really goes to show. The Galaxy Note 5 had bleeding edge technology back when it came out, and it's still in a fantastic smartphone to this day. The Galaxy S8 Plus, you can say again with some bleeding edge technology, the first chipset with a Snapdragon 835 in the US, so very rare phone to find with a Snapdragon 835. You have to have the Galaxy S8 series right now. I know the OnePlus 5 is coming soon, but for now, you know, Samsung does tend to put bleeding edge technology in their smartphones. Iris scanners, heart rate monitors. I mean, this is stuff you have not seen on an iPhone ever. And I don't know if you ever will, but we're going to have, that remains to be seen here. But definitely, I give features and bleeding edge technology going into the Galaxy S8 as to why it's better than picking up an iPhone. And my final reason as to why Samsung is better than Apple iPhone is choices. There's just way more choices. There's high-end Samsung phones, there's old Samsung phones like the Galaxy S4, there's used Samsung phones, well, there's used iPhones too, so that one doesn't really matter. But there is plenty of choices when it comes to the Samsung, you know, platform. We got J7 Prime, like you see in this box right here. We got Galaxy S7, S6, S5. We got Galaxy On 5. We got Galaxy Core Prime. We got Galaxy Soul. We got so many different Galaxies, C4, A5. There's so many options for every single consumer. There is a option and a price point for you if you want to get into the Samsung smartphone. Now, on the Apple side of things, the most budget-friendly iPhone is going to be the iPhone SE. You could say the iPhone 5S, but the 5S is not directly sold from Apple anymore. It's kind of leftovers that they're selling on prepaid carriers now from when they were mass producing the iPhone 5S. But these days, the SE is the most affordable smartphone, and it's still kind of like in the same price range as the OnePlus 3T, which we all know is a better smartphone than the iPhone SE. Well, at least I think so anyway. Just my opinion. You might differ, and that's okay. But choices, choices, choices for Samsung. And before I wrap this video up, I want to talk about one of the reasons why I think that the Samsung Galaxy is better than the iPhone, and that is the Google Play Store. So I think the Google Play Store is honestly better than the Apple App Store. No, I don't think that it has all of the same polish of applications, but I do think Samsung leaving the Play Store in there and not trying to take their Samsung operating system just to a Samsung only based operating system like with the Tizen was a smart move in keeping Google Android on their smartphones, because the Google Play Store, in my opinion, is an easier to navigate user interface for most users than the Apple App Store, as well as the fact that, you know, a lot of applications are free on the Play Store versus the App Store, which are some are paid apps, and that really depends on how you feel about buying applications and stuff like that. So those are my 10 reasons as to why the Samsung is better than the iPhone. Now, these videos were designed with the intentions on helping somebody who's trying to decide between a Samsung product and an Apple product. Which should I go with? These are more, you know, this is a kind of a compilation of many things as to why Samsung is better than Apple, and in the other video, why Apple is better than Samsung. They're all amazing phones. I love all these smartphones. I'm not a one-sided user. I use cheap smartphones like the LG Stylo 3. I use flagship smartphones like the Galaxy S8. I use older flagship smartphones like the Galaxy Note 5. I still use phones like the iPhone 6s Plus. So it's not like, you know, I'm on one side here. I use both, so I'm sharing with you both my experiences and reasons why I like Samsung and some reasons why I like Apple. They're all great phones. I think you'll be happy either way you go here. But let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below, questions, feedback, and anyways, have a great day wherever you are. Let me know if you like this series. Maybe we'll do why LG is better than Samsung, and, you know, maybe why iPhone is better than LG and other manufacturers for that matter. Anyway, Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Subscribe for more. I will catch you all in the next one. Be sure to be well, and peace.